giving into urges. We go down a water slide of sorts until the end of it, and then what are we left with but guilt and shame, a feeling that we're not good enough, or that we can't overcome, this sort of thing in our lives that is obviously destructive and not doing us any good. So what do we do? Well, first of all, the guilt and shame can be a signpost to a realization that we need to get distance from this thing, whether that's alcohol, porn, different substances, different kind of behavior, gaming, online use, whatever it is, gambling, and that we need distance from this behavior. So guilt and shame can point us to this feeling like we need to change. There needs to be a change. Okay, but other than that, it goes back past that into a state where we're beating ourselves up, that we're not good enough to do everyday things, that we're not good enough to show up somewhere for an opportunity. We need to let it go. How do we do this? Well, first of all, there's acceptance. So went ahead with an urge, that it continued on until it was finished, and then it's in the past now. So we need to accept, understand the circumstances, that we didn't have much choice. We gave in, accept, let go. Okay. Otherwise, the guilt can keep dwelling on it, and we keep having thoughts related to it. It can just reinforce a feeling that we want to escape, and then we might, go back to giving into the urge again because of the guilt, partly, right? So, there's a cycle of addiction. That's sort of the part at the very end, the guilt and the shame that comes along, and then we give into the addiction again. Okay, so we let go of the guilt and shame. Okay, and then in terms of the thing we want to get distance from, we need to make sure it's not in our environment. Okay, it's not in our home. It's not easily accessible. Okay, if it's a website that we go to, make sure there's some sort of barrier between the website and you, website blocker, or some setting in your computer, on your phone, that you can't get to it. Okay, and then when we get the urge, change the environment. Awareness of the feeling that comes up when we get the urge. If it's overwhelm, if it's sadness, if it's something we really want to escape, change the environment and do nothing. Go somewhere else, and just wait until it passes. And choose another activity that might provide some relief, that doesn't carry the consequence of the activity you're trying to avoid. Okay. So guilt and shame, accept it's in the past. See it as something useful, as a signpost to addressing this concern and potentially seeking help with it if it's something that we can't figure out over a long period of time. Okay. If you'd like to connect with me, check out the description below. Have a good one.